Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits. Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I'm excited for this episode. We got another KI Hoops family member. I know all of us are really excited to be here with him today. He's doing big things overseas. He's going to get into it, but we have our man Nae Hightower with us today. Nae, what's going on, man?
Luke,
Yeah,
how's it going, man? Luke, Jared, Tom, it's good, guys.
Oh,
what?
look at
Whoa,
Jared early.
is that a Nae jersey?
It is
What is that?
signed.
That's
It is signed Nae
Wow.
Hightower jersey.
oh, we're starting off with a bang. That's why Jared's been smiling. He's going to get that
Yeah,
off.
he was really excited. You got to tune into the YouTube on this one. You got to tune into the YouTube on this one.
That is incredible. Let's go. Wow.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate Nae for being here with us. I should say this morning for him, right, Nae? What time is it over there?
It is 11:35, man.
There we go. No, it means a lot to all of us. But yeah, we're gonna kick it to you. Let you tell your story a little bit, and then we'll go from there.
Cool. Nah, I appreciate it. I guess first things first, thank you guys for having me, man. I was been a fan a long time. You guys got something special going on here, so salute to you guys. You know, the
That's real love.
consistency. Yeah, nah, man. The consistency it takes to, find time during the week when you guys are all on different schedules, man. I salute that. So I think that's dope. So yeah. Big fan of you guys all as people and just to be a part of the podcast, man. So appreciate you guys having me. Now I guess basketball wise, I think we all kind of met during COVID. Well, I started working out with Jared during COVID, and COVID year was my first year being back. I had played 1 year in Australia already, so still fresh. Had just gotten my feet wet a little bit, so yeah. So that's when we all met. I've been, I think people would say that like I'm a basketball like journeyman in a way. I've had a unique route, I guess you could say. I didn't play basketball in middle school or any AAU or anything like that. I went to 8 different middle schools, 4 different high schools in 2 states. So yeah, I bounced around a little bit, man. I I was on the team at Vanden High School, which is in Fairfield, the last 6 months of the year. But it wasn't like starting any games, any court time, anything like that. It was just I was just kind of there, and so barely graduated. Hated school, was just terrible at school, and so I really started in junior college. I was at Napa Valley Junior College, which is close to Vallejo, so like 15 minutes away. So I went there, and I was there for 2 years. That's where I guess I started to learn like how to play basketball. I always played in the street, things like that, but like learning how to play basketball was I was kind of a late bloomer in that aspect. So it was a bunch of ups and downs there. Me and Coach Ball, who's the head coach there, still close to this day. So I was there for 2 years. I was decent, man. I played hard. I was big. I played hard. I was just okay. Was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to Sonoma State University, which is like 45 minutes up the road from there. So not too far from home. I redshirted there my first year, and then I played 2 years after that. Again, I think at Sonoma State was really where I think I learned about like I think I had to be a better person off the court before I could see my basketball on the court jump up. So just learning how to go to classes and talk to counselors and like the whole student athlete thing. When in high school I was like hated it, man, hated it. Was not good at school. Was not good at listening to adults. Was just overall pretty bad. So I think Sonoma State is where I kind of grew into a better person, and then thus I grew into a better basketball player. So had some high moments at Sonoma. Again, I played behind 2 seniors my junior year, so it was a lot of stuff coming off the bench and just being an energy guy, and that's kind of what I've found my role as and found my niche as, and so that went well. And so I don't know if you guys want me to stop there as we get into the professional stuff. So
No,
yeah,
keep going. Keep going.
It's your floor, man. However you want to go.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So after Sonoma State, my senior season got cut short for eligibility problems. It was a whole big thing. I had a medical redshirt in junior college, and so I lost my last semester of my senior year. So that was a surprise to me and my coaching staff. So, and it was during the time where like I had just started to play well. I had just like strung a couple of really good games along. We started winning, and then my season was cut short after that. And so I always knew I wanted to play professionally. I had no idea how it was going to happen. Wasn't in contact with any agents, didn't know any big time people. My coach wasn't super involved in that aspect. So after my senior year, I went to camps just like everyone else does. I went to Vegas camp. I went to 2 Vegas camps, exposure camps, where they have 150 guys from all over the states in the gym, and I had to try to stick out. And I played well in my second one, but again, like especially with my type of game, if you put me in a mix of 150 guards who are all trying to score the basketball, my game is not going to stick out like that. And at the same time, I don't think I was good enough as well. I think I worked hard. I think I played hard, but I didn't think I was necessarily good enough to attract eyes out there. So, played in 2 camps, which was good. I didn't hear anything after that. And so after that, I went back to Sonoma State because I was like, I don't want to go back home. I need to be around basketball. I need to be in the gym still. I need to find a way to stay focused. So I started a graduate assistant. I was blessed enough to have my head coach, Coach Viscaldo. He allowed me to be a GA there. So I got to learn about, coaching and like the player development side and all that as I was able to stay around the game and train and have a gym and things like that. And so I started my GA. I was halfway through my master's degree in education, which is a whole nother thing because, again, as I said, hated school. I never saw myself ever even getting a master's. I was just like, I'm going to use this as a tool to stay around the game as much as I can. So I was traveling with the team, everything like that. And so in January 2019, a team in Australia emailed about 40 schools on the West Coast, Division I and Division II, looking for a tryout guy. And as soon as my head coach got the email, he forwarded it to me. I had been working on my film, everything like that. So I sent them back my film and my resume and everything like that. And they kind of basically asked me, when can you fly out? And I told them tomorrow, as soon as possible. So I was, again, that I think is kind of a testament to like how I saw, I guess my approach with everything, which like, I had no clue about Australia. I didn't even have a passport at the time, I don't think. And, but I was just willing to be like, this is an opportunity, I'll take it. And it was a tryout, so I had to pay for my own flight out there, not cheap. And so they had a guy out there. His name was Kenny. I'm still kind of cool with him to this day. He was a pretty good basketball player. He's from Texas. He was really good on the court. I guess the club didn't necessarily like him that much off the court. And so they kind of had a situation where it was cutthroat, man. It was pretty much, hey, you guys play 2-on-2 full court for 45 minutes. And it was unsaid, but essentially the winner will get this contract. And he was a very good player. I ended up winning, and it's kind of how I started my job, man. It's kind of how I started my whole career off that. And so I had a decent year with them. Keysborough is the name of the team there. Had a decent year with them. We lost in semis. I played really well in the playoffs against a team called Westernport, which is the jersey that Jared over there is rocking right now. I played well against him in playoffs. After the season, Westernport got bumped up to the state league. And since I played really well against them, I kind of reached out, I was kind of my own agent at the time. I didn't have an agent. So I was kind of like, I got to do this stuff myself, So I've done kind of the hard laboring myself as far as sending emails and reaching out and things like that. So I reached out to Westernport and asked them, if they would take a look, if they were interested, and they were. And so I signed to them that next year. That was the COVID year. We were about to play our first game, and that's when COVID hit. That Thursday, we were supposed to play on Saturday. COVID hit. Australia froze up.
Nuts. Yeah. Australia was
Yeah, it was tough
because it's an island, right? And it's like there's nowhere for it to go.
Yeah. So I was not stuck in Australia, but it was like, if you leave, you can't come back. And so I stayed there. The season was suspended at first. I stayed there for 4 months about, and then I decided to go home because it was coming to a point where it was like, okay, if you don't leave soon, we're gonna lock everything up to where you can't leave. And so I figured, okay, I'll go back home. So I went back home. That's when I met Jared. That's when I was door dashing every single day. And so at that point is when I met you guys and Jared, and I was door dashing every day, and I was training, and that's kind of where me and Jared meet right there.
That's where the real story begins.
Yeah, for real.
So that was a great explanation. I think the two things I like that obviously we talk about all the time, but for kids, and Nae, I know you didn't talk about this, but while you're in Australia, like you still, like, the club not requires you, but you have the option. You work with like a lot of kids, right, in the youth programs and the developmental programs and stuff like that. And I think the big thing, like I've been saying this more lately than I used to, is like them understanding, or people understand, like you have this window of like competitive basketball or competitive sports. Like you have a window, but everybody's window closes. And it's like that window is way smaller than you think it is. And I think that's where like what you said, like, oh, like when can you fly out? It's not like, I don't know. It's like, no, I'll fly out tomorrow. It's like that window is small. And it's like, I feel like people don't understand, our kids and high school, however you want to frame it. Like realistically, like by the time you're 22, like your competitive basketball days are done. Like 23, really. It's like for most people. So I feel like having that sense of urgency that you have is like a big reason why you've been super successful, because like you just kept knocking on doors, kept knocking, like you just didn't give up. I think that's like a big reason why I feel like you're successful, and like big reason why you're like, we are drawn to you, because like that's how Tommy is, that's how Luke is, that's how Will was, that's how Aaron is, like everybody that you were surrounded with, like that was kind of the vibe or the environment that you're in. You know?
I think, man, I forgot who said it, man. Somebody said a quote, and in that quote, there's 2 words. He said, delusional optimism, I believe is how he said it. And like, it's funny when I think about it, man, because I had no clue about how this was going to work, about, again, agents, or, okay, I know a guy who knows a guy, like no clue how it was going to work. But in my mind, I just believed that like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's, as I was younger, I used to not give myself as much credit, but like, just as you get older and you meet different people, you realize that like, as soon as they asked me when I could fly out, like I could have easily had a girlfriend, or been saying, okay, I got to talk to my family, or I could have had things going on in my personal life that could have like pushed that opportunity weeks, months. I could have easily like missed out on that opportunity. And like that opportunity, I'm on year 4 of my professional career. That email, that time period right there. And so I didn't realize it at the time because I wasn't thinking about it. I was delusional about it. I just said yes. I didn't ask like about the league, or like how much, or I didn't ask anything. I just said yes. Yes, I will pack. I will fly. I will go like to Australia, a country that I had no idea. Like
that is a long flight.
Didn't know anything about it. Right?
Flight.
Yeah.
That is a long flight.
So
I think that delusional optimism thing is what you're saying is awesome because like not a lot of people will have that. Like if they were in your position being a GA at Sonoma State, I think a lot of people would have been like, all right, like it's probably time to get into the coaching world. But I'm sure in your mind you were still waiting, like I'm sure it's still gonna work out. It's still gonna work out. And that email comes. And I haven't heard your story before fully, Nate. So this is awesome to hear. Like I love that it came down to essentially a 2-on-2 game. And
man,
everybody on this Zoom call knows how competitive Nate is. So
Yeah.
you know
that was,
Nate,
that was the
so
first
you
thing I
know
was thinking
Nate
That
of.
is
dude
not
probably
about to
walked out of
lose.
there with like broken leg,
man,
fractured
I
arm.
see. I'm not even saying all that. I'm just saying
No, I
Nate
mean
will.
like just
He's a
like the
go-getter. He's a
desire to
go-getter.
like
Yeah, like
shout
the
out to
moment
King.
I met Nate, we checked the ball up. I'm like, yeah,
yo,
this
check
dude's
up
gonna do
King.
whatever.
Hey, check up King. Hey,
I like
okay,
that.
Nate. Hey, I'm not gonna. This is the funniest part of this story. So I wanna go into this because it's hilarious to me, and I still give Nate crap about it. So like in the middle of COVID, we were all training. We could only so it was super limited. I had access to a gym, but we couldn't play and do anything like physical. We couldn't play. We couldn't do anything competitive. Like to get like we had to it was like four people at a time, maybe five, and like we had to space our workouts out, all that stuff. So like in the beginning we couldn't play ones, couldn't play twos, couldn't play threes. And I remember this guy Nae used to ask me every day, like, is Aaron really like that? There's no way Aaron's really like that. He's not like that. Is Luke like that? He's like, it's like what like is Shaq like that? And I was like, you're gonna see, like, just wait. And then we started playing, and it was like it was awesome because kind of like what Tom's saying is like you were surprised, but like you didn't care though. That's like was the funny part about it. It was like
That's a great
it's
way to
like
put it.
he's good. I don't give a you know what I
Like,
mean? Like I don't care. Check up King.
yeah,
Check up
100%.
King.
Like
yo,
that's the perfect
if
way
you,
to put it, Jared. Like Nate will be like, yeah, he's cool. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter.
but I'll tell you though, and I'm being honest, that I came a long way with that too though, because like again, I didn't grow up knowing like NBA players or like, okay, I know friends of friends who have played at a super high level. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So when I first come into contact with dudes who have played at a high level, you take Shaq, for example. Shout out Shaq, man. Like, I
Sure.
remember, man, the first couple of weeks of us going at it, when I tell you, like, didn't win a game. Didn't win a game for probably 2 months.
I think that
Probably,
was my favorite dynamic.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, again, I don't know where I got it from. And my sister and my mom, they always give me crap about it. But like somewhere along the line, I have just something about me that I guess like I just believe that like I can find a way to make something happen. And I guess if you look in other areas of my life, that's how I've had to live, I guess, because
Yeah.
I wasn't handed certain things. So
Yeah.
understanding that like, okay, it's tough right now, but there's got to be some way that I can do this thing. And I've had people tell me along this journey that you should stop, you should give up. It's not going to happen for you. People close to me, man, people close to me, and so, but I've had to like believe in myself like never before that like I can find a way how to make what I want to happen, whether it's basketball or life, that I can make it happen. So.
The golden quote from Nae Hightower. I gotta see it. I gotta
It's the
see it.
truth, man.
I gotta
Hey,
see
I
it.
gotta see it.
true.
I
It's
gotta
the truth.
see it.
That's so yeah.
It's the
That's what he
truth.
would
It's
say to
really
me every
no, bro.
day.
He's really like that. He's really like that. Yeah, I gotta see it.
I
I
gotta
think he
see it.
told me that the
And again,
first day
it's
we
no
trained together.
shade, man. People take that,
No,
and
it's not shade at all. It's
there's certain
awesome, man.
people. So certain people take that as a cockiness or anything like that, and it's like I don't doubt that players are as good as you say, but like if we're on the same court, I just have to see it. Like I have to feel it myself, and
I
then I will be
respect
like,
it. No, I
okay,
respect it. That's like I'm saying it's positive. I'm not saying it's negative at all. I think it's the best part of the story because it's like going back to what you said again is like, all right, you guys are gonna play 2-on-2. Like, oh, this guy's good, but like, nah, I gotta see it.
yeah,
And we
it's
saw
just
what happened. So
45 minutes of battling, and they
yeah,
walked out of there with the pro contract. So
yeah. So it's like, yeah, we're nah. It's dope, man. And I'm with Tom. I hadn't heard all the details of that part of your story, so I think that was like really, really cool to hear. And I'm curious though, as we're kind of getting deeper into this, you said you didn't really play, but like, so what sparked you to decide to go play junior college? If like, the normal route is I'm going to play AU, middle school, high school. I don't get an offer. I'm going to go to junior college. But
Yeah.
that wasn't your route. So like, what sparked you to like be like, oh, I'm going to go enroll in college and play in college and do all that?
Yeah. I mean, as I look back on it now compared to who I am today, I had no foresight at all. I had no like, okay, this is what I'll do in 2 or 3 years. I was stupid, bro. Like I didn't think about like, okay, how am I going to get to what I want? I was just like taking it a day at a time, man. Like, okay, just I'll just get through this and then I'll hit that. And so I barely graduated, man, like barely graduated. I'm the first one in my family to graduate high school on time. I'm the youngest in my family too, so it was kind of a thing. So I barely graduated, and then after I graduated, I was like, okay, what happens now? Okay, I don't have the grades to get into any university. There are no like zero offers, zero interest, no nothing. I was a local kid, so schools like Solano were interested because I was probably 6'6", and I had potential there, right? And then Napa came along.
You should have been a Falcon, man. I'm just telling you.
Absolutely not. Respectful. I respect Nagel. Nagel. I respect. I think me and Coach Ball at Napa, we developed just a really good relationship, and I don't know. I think I started to trust him. I had a I had a bad I had a bad history with like trusting like adults in my life up until that point, and so something about Coach Ball just kind of stuck with me. And so me and him, we sat down before the season started, before I even got on campus, and just talked about like how he saw me and development and things like that. And that isn't anything I got from anywhere else. So I was just sold, right? Like, sold to the first bidder. Sure, let's do it. Right. And so that's just kind of how that happened.
Definitely. I wanted to ask you, you said you knew like you had played basketball your whole life and like you knew the game and stuff, but you said you didn't know how to really play. I wanted to ask you, like, because now I've been on the court with you and like we've talked about playing ones and twos and stuff. And like I feel like your feel for the game is really good. Like one of the first few times that we were on the same team together playing twos, like
Oh
you were
God.
almost you were controlling me around. Like I'm gonna set
Yeah.
a screen here, but don't use it, come back off this way, like little things like that. And like for you to say you didn't know how to play basketball at that level at one point is surprising to me. So when do you feel like what was the biggest change for you on the court that you felt like you knew what you were doing at that point?
Um, it's two things, man. I think just experience. I just needed to play more. I needed to play in games more. That's the first thing. And I think the more like I feel myself getting better, like to this day. I just think I'm a really late bloomer. So I think the more and more I played, experience wise, is like the more and more I began to like understand and get a feel for like how I could be successful with my skill set. That's the first thing. The second thing is I learned how to watch film. My assistant coach at Sonoma State, DJ Broom, shout out Broom, taught me like how to watch film and like, okay, not just watch my highlights when I have a really good game. Like, okay, hey, you had 18 and 9 this game, but go back and look. You should have had 26 and 12 if you go after this rebound, if you set this screen, because he's going to trap him and that leaves you here. So just like really like being a student of the game is something that like it kicked in at just the right time. And there's times where I go back and I think, man, if I would have had that at a younger age, I don't know what could have happened. But no, I'm thankful and grateful that like I've had good people like that to come into my life to like show me like how to actually like watch film and break things down and be a student of the game like that. So no, I think after I played more and got in-game experiences and had coaches that allowed me to play and make mistakes and you can still play, I think that's when that type of stuff started kicking in for me.
That's really good. So it's funny you say that because I know Tommy and I have talked about it, and Jared and I were actually talking about it recently. Like the developmental stages of basketball now with like kids, whether it's middle school, elementary school, or high school, like kids aren't playing the same way that they used to. Like it's not like you don't go out, like there's no checkup, like there's no I'm going to the park and playing, like just the amount of like the volume of live action is just not there anymore. It's I'm going to get an Instagram clip and then boom, like
Yeah.
What
I
time is
played
my
today.
AU practice, Mom?
Like that's not the same thing. So like
my
you
friend,
said,
my
like
friends want to play COD.
yeah, so okay, we obviously pressed Jared,
Jared.
but
We hit a Jared nerve clearly.
Yeah, Dad. Let's move on from that part before I
no, but
start getting going.
that's really
It's
a great
facts
point.
though. It's a good point, Luke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
No, that's the best point.
when I feel like Jared, like I've thanked him, and like I know Tommy and I have, I'm pretty sure on the pod have said it. Like he had us playing ones. Like Jared and I met when I was in 6th grade. Jared and I were playing 1-on-1 like when I was a little kid. Like because he was like, we just need you to play. Like we can do all this homework as much as you want, but if you like one, if you're doing it against me, you'll be able to do it against your 6th grade opponents. And two, like the speed, like the decision making at that speed, like everything is different. Like the second you check it up, it's not the same as cone work or as many drills.
Those are probably some of my worst moments.
It was good. It was really good.
No, I mean like worst moments of the fact that like I was still in playing shape. I was still playing all the time. And Luke was like 6th grade, 7th grade. I'd just make him play ones with me. I wouldn't even play offense.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like it would be about 1 out of every 4 possessions he would get a shot off. It was bad.
Yeah.
you
No,
take
but
pride
that's
in that,
real
or-
though.
Huh?
He
So
said
you
you
took
take
pride
pride
in
in
that?
that.
No, I don't take pride in that. I'm saying I was a terrible person for that.
No, but that's
You're
real
a
though.
bad
Like,
guy, man.
I was
The-
that guy at that time. For whatever reason, Luke brought that out of me, which was, probably why we're connected like that.
Yeah, 100%.
But
To that point though, like even though I never played like organized growing up, I did always play against older people.
yeah,
And like
Yep.
I tell people all the time, like in the same way that me and Shaq went at it as soon as we met, like something delusional about me was like I had no problem with getting my ass whooped. I got my ass whooped a lot. There was a
Yeah.
lot of like bad days, but something like I had something in my mind was like it doesn't matter. So,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna come back, and I had days where like like go home crying, but it didn't like stop there. It was like I'm coming back. I'm going to come back again, and he's gonna have to do it again, and I'm gonna get 1% better. And he's gonna have to do it again, okay, and I'll get 1% better, and eventually I will catch him. So there's that part I think for me, and then it's funny. I think the other part is that like I've changed a little bit now. You guys are gonna give me crap about it, but until COVID hit, I didn't have Instagram. I was never like a super like,
yeah.
hey, look at me.
You're
care
still
about
not
how
like
I
that. You're
look.
still not like that.
Not at all.
You're probably sick. I
Nae
have
has
this jersey on.
Nae has a great Instagram vibe though.
Great.
Yeah,
So-
Sunday Chili Chill is my
I
favorite.
was just gonna say
post.
that. It's my favorite. That's my favorite.
So leave me
Because-
alone, man.
because this guy has views that none of us get.
Oh, the
Don't-
best,
hey,
man.
we're not allowed to talk about that on pod.
Oh, yeah. Where's Nate's looking at his publicist. She's looking at me. She's like telling me to shut up.
But I was gonna say, I feel like that's the common theme in successful basketball players. Like, I know, speaking for myself, like, if you don't have bad days, like, at least this is how I operate. Like, if I don't have bad days, like, I really don't think I'm getting better. Like, and you guys will make fun of me because I get so mad whenever I lose. But like, at the end of the day, walking out of the gym, if I'm getting beat up, like, I know that I got better today. Like, if I'm just winning every game, like, that's not doing anything for me. Like, I really, you got to learn how to win, and you learn how to earn your wins and your respect. And like, I like that. I like what you said there, Nate. Like, you were getting your ass kicked whenever that was. Like, but that's how you got better. And like, that's how I was at the park. Like, I would just dribble basketball to the park when I was younger, and the kids in middle school be playing when I'm in elementary school, and they just let me hop in, and I'm losing. But like, now that I'm older, I'm looking back at that, I'm like, yeah, that got me a lot better.
Yeah. I also think too, like, not to go too far deep down into this subject, but like, you just people don't like, they don't really love the game. So it's like I think that was the thing. Like, I actually talked to somebody about it today. They asked me about why basketball is like it is. I was like, I really think like when COVID hit, and that's when we met, like we all met together. Nae, you started coming to the workouts. Like, you were one of the few people like outside of the people that are in this pod that showed up every day. Like people that really love hoop when there was no games and there was no tournaments and there was no IG flicks or nothing because everybody was gonna get arrested because you're like not social distancing. Like when all that stuff was out the window, like bro, like that's like the people that really love basketball were the ones that like stuck it out. Like, I mean, we were sneaking into Sac State, we were doing all kinds of stuff. Like we were
Good
it was
runs. Good
wild.
runs at Sac State.
Yeah.
Great runs.
Yeah.
No, it is. I could, man. It's funny because I used to not talk about it because I thought it was normal to me. But understanding what you're saying, Jared, is like a lot of people don't love basketball. They love what it can do for them,
Yeah.
how it looks. Right? We talk about it all the time with these kids. Like they love. It's cool to play basketball now. It's cool to be really good at basketball, especially when you're younger and play on this team and X, Y, Z. Again, I could tell you stories of in junior college, man, like working at Six Flags in Vallejo from 8 in the morning until 1, and then going to junior college and going to classes, going to practice, and then at the same time I'm working graveyard shift at Taco Bell from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. and then I got Six Flags that next day, so I go sleep in the parking lot all the way up until COVID, till I'm door dashing. Okay, it's time to train with Jared. Stop. Train with Jared. Sweaty, stinky. Hold up. It's a hot streak on DoorDash right now. I guess I'm back in the car about to DoorDash again. Like this is not too long ago, man. I'm not too far removed from that, but it's because again a delusional like thought of like this basketball thing has to happen for me. I want it to happen so bad that like if it means okay, this is how I'm gonna make money during COVID. Okay, these are the times that Jared's training. All right, it's 1 + 1 = 2. Like it's as simple as that. It's not, well, I have a girlfriend, or wow, I gotta go do this, or I gotta go hang out, or I gotta go shop, or my friends are going to Vegas, so I gotta. It was very simple for me, and so again, I prided myself on like I never really let a whole bunch of outside distractions distract me from what I wanted. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
he's dropping gems right now. I don't
yeah,
know.
drop it. Yeah.
Um,
Hey, go ahead, Luke. You got it.
I know you kind of want to move on, but I wanted to say like you talking about the passion for the game, like being there, like showing up every day despite all these other things. Like I think the passion of the game also goes to like, are you sending out those emails? Are you willing to go to those counselor meetings? Are you willing to show up to class on time? Like, because all those things are hindering what you're able to do with the game. So if you don't really love it, those things aren't important. So like you talked about, you were representing yourself. You didn't have an agent. You didn't have coaches that were vouching for you. If you don't love the game, someone's not going to do that for you. Like, and I remember Jared had this talk with us when he told us to bring a list of schools that we wanted to email, and he was like, "This is what I had to do. Like, if I wanted to play pro, I had to send the email. So I didn't have someone vouching for me. Like, none of this. So like, he was like, I'm gonna put it in your hands. You go do your research. You find out what schools like you think you could play for, what you'd want to be at, where you want to be at, and we'll send the emails. Like that's as far as I'm gonna give you. But like, you guys got to do it on your own. So like, I think the easy part, and we talk about it all the time, I think the easy part is the grind. The easy part is doing the drills, like getting in there in the dog days. The hard part is like, are you gonna do the little things? Like,
Everything
yeah,
off the court.
show up. I didn't want to show up to my 8 a.m. Sometimes you had to be there, or I wasn't gonna play that night. Like, you know what I mean? Like little things like that. Like if you don't love it, like those go under the radar and it hurts. So I think like your story's perfect.
I actually was gonna bring this up. So Luke, I'm glad you said this. Nae will probably know. I don't think Luke or Tommy will know. There's this website called Eurobasket, and it's like the literal like Google of European basketball or international basketball. It has everything: teams, rosters, all that. It also has a list of agencies, alphabetical. There's 1,100 agencies listed. I would email when I had to fire one of my agents, I would email every agent once a week for like 6 months.
No, I remember you telling me this story.
And some of them, the agent, like I would send and this is back before, I guess I had an iPhone at the time, yeah. But this is back before like any social media stuff. So nobody had like, you couldn't DM anybody. You couldn't like, it wasn't like that. It was like, I would get like 50 mailer demons because the emails of these agencies like don't even exist.
Yep.
They're like fake emails. I would get more mailer demons than I would actually get responses every week. But I just kept sending them. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know what, like, I had a screw loose for sure.
Yep.
But like, I would send those 1,100 emails every single week.
Well, and like
until someone-
you two keep saying like I don't know if that's something wrong with me or but like for you guys, you see that and that's 1,100 different opportunities. Someone else might
Yeah.
see that and that's 1,100 things I don't want to do. But that's why
Yeah.
that's why Jared played pro. That's why Nae's where he is. Like you know what I mean? Like there's the difference.
But
So
that's
it adds up.
That's the hard part. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the part people don't want to do.
Yeah, no one wants to do that. I didn't want to do that shit.
For sure, but you did it.
Yeah, no.
And we are talking about it.
Yeah,
And again, exactly what you guys are saying, man. Like, I had to be taught how to do that stuff. Like, I didn't, like, when I say reality had to hit me, that like, hey, again, after I graduated and I went to those camps, my second Vegas camp, a guard, I forget his name, man, light-skinned guard from Duke was at the camp. He was in the same camp as me. And that's when I started to be like, hold on.
Andre Dawkins.
He was
I just threw a name out there. Light-skinned Duke guard.
Or like Derek Thornton or something. I feel like that's
okay.
But it started to hit me that, hold on. If a guard from Duke is here at this same camp, and I might have averaged 6 and 7 at Sonoma State, where am I at on this?
Right.
Okay.
He's looking at the totem pole.
Yeah, like, oh, wait, whoa, okay. And then reality started to hit, like, this basketball thing, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not about, there's, you guys hear it all the time. There's many dudes who can play in the NBA right now that aren't in the NBA for whatever reason. Some of them outside of their control, some of them are in their control. And where, like, I think reality started to hit for me that, like, I'm going to have to work harder on the court for sure, but even off the court on who I am as a person, how I speak to adults, how I speak to agents, how proactive I'm going to be with reaching out to opportunities, all that stuff. All the off the court for me has to be check. And then we get to the on the court, because my on the court talent, it's not going to be the same as somebody from Arkansas, Duke, or it could be the same. It could in a crazy world, it could be the same. But they went to Arkansas, and I went to Sonoma State. It's very different, very different. And a positive word from a coach at that level, Jared knows, guys just get taken. Politics. This guy's in the NBA and the G League all the time. This guy played for this coach, and that's how that happened. Had nothing to do with skill or if he was good enough. It was just like the who's who. And so I kind of realized that the beast that I was up against, that is professional basketball. Again, I'm blessed, first of all, to be 6'7", because the shorter you are, the harder it is, to say the least. And so I'm blessed to have an attribute about myself that can set me apart a little bit from the norm. At both of those camps, if there was 200 guys there, 160 of them were 6'4" or under. And so, 6'4" under guards who are all trying to score the shit out of it. And it's like, okay, I'm in a position where I can separate myself on the court. That's something I can control. But those off the court things that we're all talking about, I have to be perfect in those areas. I can't have things going on in my personal life to where, okay, this club from Australia is asking me to fly out, and I say, I got to go drive down to LA because I got to go bail my friend out of jail because they would have went click, and that's it. That's it right there. You know what I mean? So again, as soon as reality hit for me, it opened up my eyes to like what's going to happen if I want what I say I want. So
I have two quick questions, and then we can move. I have another question that's not basketball related. So I'll give you the two quick basketball questions. Because I know we could talk about this stuff for hours. You're playing in Australia. what is first? What is your favorite thing about being in Australia? Two, what is the thing that you didn't expect playing professionally in Australia, which is a country that obviously speaks English and is somewhat Americanized in certain ways. But what is your favorite part about Australia in general? What is the one thing about playing in Australia that you didn't realize was going to happen?
Yeah. Okay. I think my favorite part about playing in Australia or just being in
Just
Australia?
being in Australia in general, the country.
Sure.
Yeah, it could be basketball, but yeah, what's your favorite part?
Yeah. Um, yeah, man. I'm from a bubble, man. Bay Area as a whole is a bubble. And just in general, like I don't know a lot of people who have been out of the country, you know. And so when I thought of Australia, I was like, there's only white people and spiders in Australia. There's nothing else. That's genuinely exactly what I
He
thought.
said, white people and spiders. No, thank you.
That's it. That's all I thought. And if you ask most Americans, right, ask your friends, they'll be like, snakes, right? And spiders are snakes, right? Aren't they? Yeah. So again, that's genuinely all I thought. Being here, man, I've met so many great people, man. People from Uganda, people from Kenya, people from Tanzania, like all colors, everything like that. I think it was funny. There was a girl who was light skinned, and she was from South Africa. And it's super ignorant to even think like this, but I was like, aside from Steve Nash, everybody from Africa is dark. There's no way that she's light skinned, but she's African. How does that? And so that's it. Kind of just again like it flipped my brain to be like, whoa, like things that I were taught. That's not how it is. There's a whole other world to like how I was raised and what I thought. And then you get into the entire world, and you learn that like, wow, there's different people from these countries, and okay, they speak Australian, okay, and they speak English in an Australian accent. It's like, wow. So again, I think just experiencing the culture as a whole is the best thing since being here. The thing I didn't expect basketball wise was your second question, right?
Yeah, basketball is.
Okay. The thing I didn't expect basketball wise, um, it's a hard one, man. I would just say that you know, every basketball situation is not ideal. You know, I played in different countries. I played in Serbia and Montenegro. I played in the Middle East a little bit too during COVID. And in Australia, sometimes, you know, again, it varies from team to team, but like you can kind of come into a team thinking that, okay, this is how things are going to go. These are the guys. And the coach might have a different thought process to how he sees it going. And you kind of have to like assimilate to it a little bit. And so just learning how to like, okay, I need to be a professional here. Okay. That's the first thing. I need to be a professional and I need to help win games. And however my coach sees that happening, I need to have open and clear communication with them. But then I have to make it work. And just in general, every situation is not going to be what you think it's going to be. And so I think the real professionals can adjust. I had a kid ask me that if I could give him any advice or like something along those lines. And like, being able to adapt into any situation you can, I think it's been a major skill for me here. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome, man. That's really, really cool. So this is the question I know you want to talk about, so I'm gonna bring it up. Who is the greatest MC of all time?
Who's the greatest MC?
Yeah, who's the greatest rapper of all time?
It's got to be Nas, and
And why go?
Okay. Yeah. Why? Because of what he's able to do in these past two albums at 50 years old. So longevity is one thing, and I mean, I think he's lasted through like he's been able to last through like 2 generations, 2 or 3 generations, maybe. So yeah, you disagree?
No, I don't. I don't
He
have a
said you
dog in the
disagree,
fight.
I'm
Jared.
sure he disagrees, but
No.
that's not
Okay.
what this was. So
No,
No, speak up,
it's not. It's not about disagreeing because I would agree with pretty much everything you said. I just like I want your opinion because that's like what music is always going to be preferential,
Come on,
right?
look at him dancing, Luke. Luke, you see him
yeah,
dancing?
I mean, he
I
just
mean,
because we
but
all know his answer.
Say,
Like it's
but
not.
he's
no,
gonna
no,
say,
We all
my
know who
right?
Jared's gonna
Luke,
say if
Luke,
we asked him the
Luke.
question.
He's gonna say Kanye, right, Luke? That's what he's gonna say. Kanye is not just a pure MC. Kanye is a great producer.
that's what I said. That's why I said rapper. I said rapper. To me, the greatest rapper is Jay-Z. That's all. That's me. The greatest
It was
musician, the greatest artist, yes, I would say Kanye. But rapper, MC, but Jay-Z is on the same everything you said about being generational and being able to like outlast and all that stuff.
yeah.
I agree with you because I believe those things about Nas, but Jay-Z's I also believe those things about Jay-Z too. If I had a preference to choose between the two, I would choose Jay-Z.
We got it, man. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Nah, not funny. It was Jay-Z for me. When Nas dropped these past 2 albums for me, it kind of just like
But you didn't like King's Disease, the first one. You liked 2 and 3 better. 2 and 3 better.
I liked all of them. This is the part where you go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You want
So
to
you
speak for
did
Nae?
you
If you want
did
to
you
speak for
not
Nae,
know?
speak for Nae.
Nae's being shy now. Talk about me. Like you
Nah,
said, you
I know what
didn't
Nae's
like.
doing.
No.
He's saying that you're putting words into his mouth. Is what you're saying.
Is King's Disease rank them then? 1, 2, and 3. Rank them in order.
2, 3, 1.
See? Okay, so what I said was correct.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't like
Right.
one. That just means he
I'm
likes
saying
2
no,
and 3
he didn't
better.
like it as much as the other ones. That's what I said.
That's not what you said.
You have to be right, man.
You said he didn't like it. He said, but you didn't like one.
I liked one.
There we go. There we go. That's good, man.
Run
That's a
the
good
tape.
question, Jared. I think Luke has a good question coming up too.
Yeah, no, we got to get
I'm
into it.
dying, but I'm dying to
We
hear.
got to get into it. And so I first want to say I think we have the timelines a little wrong because I didn't actually meet Nae person to person till the summer after the COVID year because I had to go back to school. But Nae knew Owen, and then obviously like Nae knew everyone else I was training with. Or
Yeah.
he was training with.
Well, in the
and then he
beginning, it
Jared,
was
and-
just Nae, Owen, and Aaron and Shaq, and poor Owen, man. For those first couple of weeks that we got to play ones, this guy Owen just hit
I
the
believe-
gauntlet.
Owen. No.
Yeah, poor Owen.
funny,
I
'cause
believe
again,
I had met Nae though before I went to school.
You might
I
have
think
because you
I-
didn't go
I
back to
think-
school as early as
yeah.
I went back to the flag.
I just remember meeting Nae before I went to school, and then coming back is when I really got to know Nae, like work out with him a lot. I don't think we had ever worked out together.
What were you gonna say, Nae? What were you gonna say
Yeah, I
about
wanna hear it.
Big O?
I was just gonna say Owen, man, because again, I was getting my ass whooped by Shaq, and then Aaron would come in, and Owen was just a scapegoat, man. I was just like, I'm going to go through Owen's chest. How frustrated I am.
All your pain and frustration was taken out on Owen. That guy Owen for like an entire 8 months.
Right off the
Especially
ankle
in
injury,
ones.
too.
Yeah.
Especially in the ones where like, okay, can't score on Shaq, can't score on Owen. I mean, on Aaron. Owen, yes.
But the
Hey, man.
Come get
funniest would
this
be
shoulder, Owen.
Hey, the funniest would be like because there's always in every group there's that one guy that like everybody just tries to bully and whatever. And like Owen's a really good player. He was just kind of out over his skis coming off an injury in that situation. But like I remember like everyone's like you're like okay I'm gonna get a bucket on Owen, but then you would smoke an easy one. The anger and like the boiling of frustration was so comedy. That shit was so funny.
Hey man, but shout out to Owen. He kept showing
Yeah,
up every
shout
day.
out. Oh, L showed up every day. Yeah.
Yo, same thing, man. Again, I would definitely have certain energy for Owen. He like, I'm sure he had a couple days, but like he got to a point where it's like, I can't have that same energy toward Owen now. Like it's gonna be a fight for sure. And like
Yeah.
again, a testament to like you know, just keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up, and that's what
Yeah.
happens.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
So
All right.
I say that because I didn't know Nae personally. I only knew Nae through Owen or through Jared. And they were like, oh, wait till you get back. Well, like, you guys will play ones together. And I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, I play ones with everybody that you put me in a workout. And Jared's like, no, you'll play ones with Nae. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, whatever. So with that being said, this is I kind of knew what I was like. What Jared was painting a picture for me. He was like, "No, you're gonna have to work." And like I was like, "All
Hey,
right,
let's
cool."
not
Like,
forget Keith too. I'm
I
sorry.
was just gonna
Keith,
say,
shout
Keith
out
just
Keith,
came to
man.
mind too.
oh yeah,
Shout
I
out
was
my
like,
Keith.
when I
dog.
came back,
My
and
dog
Keith
Keith.
was there
Shout out my
too.
dog.
Yeah, my dog Keith, man.
Yeah, those
Shout
Those
out
were
were
good
Keith.
dogs,
those
bro.
were
Keith,
those groups
those were
were
great workouts.
Yeah.
So
but
sorry, Luke. I
Those
didn't
will
mean
go
to
down
interrupt.
as my favorite. Those will go down as my favorite workouts ever. When it was me, Luke, Owen, Nae, Keith, Shaq, whoever else was there, Will, Grant. Like those are the best, bro.
Yeah.
no. So I bring that up because there was a relationship formed between you and Jared Nae, and so I want to know because I've seen only a snippet of Jared and Nae together. I want to know your favorite Jared story, and I ask everybody this because he's such a polarizing individual. I think, but from your
I already
perspective,
know
a
what he's gonna
perspective that I
tell you
respect
too.
a
I
lot.
already know what he's
You
gonna
don't
tell you.
know.
I want
You
to hear
don't
from
know.
you.
Yo,
I do
hold
know.
on. I
I already
hate when
know.
you do this, man. You don't know how I think, dog. You don't know how I think. You don't really know me. All right, so watch your mouth. You got that? All right. I got a few of them, man. Like Jared's stories. The first one that comes to mind. You're gonna be wrong about this, Jared. I bet.
You said you don't know.
I used to call Jared the gas master, meaning Jared, when someone does something good in a workout, he'll say something crazy like, he'll gas it. He'll put 10 on 20. Come on, man. He'll gas it. And I'm just so competitive that I remember one day I pulled him to the side after I said, hey, don't do that. All right. Like I expect to win games. I expect to score. If I score one time, don't gas me. So I remember like that was a good moment for us where I think I had to kind of put him straight, like, yo, take me seriously. You know what I mean? As a person and as a player. And so that was a good moment for us, I think.
That's nasty.
Another moment. We got a few. I played ones with Jared a few times and
Oh wow, here we go.
there's been times where it's just a size difference, man. And Jared's older, so his chest it can't take a certain amount of velocity. And so there was one or two times where I had to show him what it felt like, you know what I mean? And he would, he would call offensive fouls and I would just stare at him.
Oh my god. I
The
never
foul
once called an
debating.
offensive foul.
Tommy,
We've
you hear
had a
that?
lot of foul debates on here before now.
Yeah.
We don't have to tap into it right now, but
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I also got some times with him in LA, man.
Oh, I knew it.
I'm not gonna go too deep because there's kids watching this podcast, man.
Yeah, that's for after hours pod.
soon.
Just give him the title. Just give him the title. Nae has an alter ego.
That's not true.
He does.
Me, Jared, and Sean have had some great moments in LA. As I've been about to go back to Australia, that I'll cherish forever. So just leave it at that, man.
I like that.
I like that.
Jared, I like the gas
best-
master one. I like the gas.
I thought he was the other one, so I knew he was going to bring up that one. The other one that I thought you were going to bring up is when I picked you up at Starbucks to go to Luke's game.
Oh God! That was incredible. That was incredible, Luke, Tommy. When I tell you that I'm waiting outside Starbucks
in Fairfield,
this man rolls up to me. The windows tinted. Okay, the frameware on his face. I'm sure it was Cartier. He had like a 3XLT, all right, and some Jabos, okay? Rolled the window down, playing. I don't know if it was Keith. I don't know. It
No,
wasn't.
it was Rich Flex. That's when the album just came out.
Oh God.
You're an
Jared.
unserious individual, Jared.
Jared, what are we doing?
Craziest thing I had ever seen before in my life. Never, 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 ever, man. That was wild, man. I tried to
Oh,
block
man.
that out of my memory. That was wild, man.
Oh, that was a great time.
Nate was probably like, "No, this not my ride." You go.
He,
It was
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
You,
got the wrong Uber.
Yo, he pulled up, tinted windows. I said, "Am I gonna have to run?" Nah, it's all good. It's all good. And it was Jared. It was crazy. I didn't know.
Yep,
That's good,
ankles
Jared, man.
out. It's all good.
All right.
oh man.
Last question, and then we'll get into the starting five. So we preach about what a walk-on mindset is, and now you maybe never were technically a walk-on or whatever it is, but we talk about what it means to us individually. I want to ask you, from your story, from your experiences, what would you define as a walk-on mindset?
And okay, man. Okay, I want to make sure I don't ramble when I say this, but as I look back, if I have to be honest with myself, okay, my coach, Coach Ball, God bless him, that's my dog. He played at Sonoma State. He was the head coach at Napa Valley College. Okay, me and him developed a great relationship. I did not get all conference, first team, second team, honorable mention in junior college. Right, I wasn't that good. So you can kind of paint the picture in your mind about how I may have gotten to Sonoma State. Okay, I wasn't. I was offered a scholarship, but like it was essentially my coach was an alumni of this school, and I was 6'8", and I played hard. So he kind of just respectfully, kind of here, you know what I mean? And again, I'll love him forever for that. So, but again, having to earn everything is what we talk about. A walk on is like that's the mentality. I remember in the summertime, like going up to open gyms, man, like prepping my mind. Again, an open gym in the summertime, who really cares about that? But like in my mind, it was like I have to prove myself every single day, every single day. And again, that on top of like, I I can't afford to have a question mark over my academics. I can't afford to have a question mark on, oh, this teacher said you were late to class or X, Y, and Z. I would sit at the front of all my classes, just because like I knew that I wasn't going to be because I knew who I was as a player. That like I didn't have the skill. Especially my junior year, I was playing behind two 6'10" guys. One of them weighed 250 pounds. The other one could touch the top of the back, like he could touch the top of the square, long and athletic. That wasn't me. You know what I mean? So I kind of knew what I was up against. So because I knew what I was up against, I knew that like early to everything, staying late always, being a great teammate on the bench, like loud in a full sweat, cheering on my teammates. It's funny, especially at Sonoma State, we used to have a thing where it was like, hey, we're gonna try to get a bench warning every single game. All right, right? Like we want to have the refs say, hey, calm your bench down. All right, they're kind of, a little loud over there. And like me and Topher Taylor, shout out Toph, we used to kind of lead that. We used to be like, hey, we're not gonna play unless right, somebody gets hurt or like we're up 30 or down 30. So until then, we're gonna like be loud and like encourage our teammates and things like that. So now like all that stuff is like big walk on energy. You know what I mean? Like big
Lots of gas is what you're saying? Gas master.
Oh my God.
What
it's
is just
different.
All right, bro.
Bro, you're sick, Jared. All right, is it starting five time on that?
That was
note?
great.
You
Yeah,
kinda
that's a
killed
great way
it.
to
That
put
was
it,
a
though,
great
Nae. I like
answer
that.
though, Nay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks,
Starting
Jay. Appreciate
five
you, brother.
time. I'm so
Starting
ready
five,
for this
man.
one.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good
Yeah,
one.
this is a great one. I'm actually really excited.
I
Nae,
think-
I'm excited to hear what Nae says.
Yeah, no, I am too. I think out of the four of us, I'm probably the least acclimated to the starting
Yeah.
five. I know Tommy has Bay ties. Obviously, you two have Bay ties, and
Nae is definitely the godfather here. He's had the
Yeah.
most time in the Bay.
Yeah.
there we go. So what we have today is starting five Bay Area. Now we said, You can put basketball in it. It can be anything Bay Area. It could be food. It could be literally anything Bay Area. Open game. So, like I said, Nae, we usually kick it to the guests to kick it off. If you're ready, go ahead. If not, you can hand it off to someone else. But we'd love for you to kick this one off.
Okay. I'll start off. This is off the top, by the way.
Let's get it, Nae.
I like it.
So we're going starting five and a
We'll wait
We'll
on the
save- we'll
walk
save
on
the
until we
walk
come
on.
back
We'll save the
around.
walk
So
on.
like point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, and your
Yeah, he's a
explanation
professional
for each.
basketball player. He
Yeah.
knows what a starting five is.
3 guard.
Oh God, those are your people, Tom. Those aren't my people.
All right, here we go. At point guard, okay, I'm going Lake Merritt food trucks. Okay. All right. If you've ever been to the town, Lake Merritt food trucks. Okay. Food trucks is 5. 2, I'm going Golden Gate Bridge for sure. Staple in the Bay. 3, I'm going Momo's in Vallejo. Fire food spot. Tommy, if you're ever there, you gotta check it out. Okay.
Momos. I'll write that down.
Momo's. 5, okay. At my power forward.
So me
I
and
need
Luke, we're
something-
just gonna skip that spot. We don't get to go to that spot.
All right, Jared, shut up, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm good. I'm sure.
Okay. At my power forward, at my 4, I gotta have something strong at my 4, huh? Okay. At my 4, I'm going First Fridays in Oakland for sure. For sure, going First Fridays. Jared, you can't go there. All right.
Good talk. Good talk.
At the 5, at my center, okay. At my center, I'm going Berkeley Farmers Market.
Wow,
Nice.
that's a heady play.
Heady play.
Lots of vegan options up there.
It's a good 5,
I
man.
changed. I used to be a fat boy, by the way, but now I kind of changed.
That's a good
Hey,
5.
I'm ready to fire my list off. If you guys
All right,
don't
go
mind.
ahead, Tom.
Yeah, man. Go for it.
All right. At the 1, I've got a lot of flash at the 1. All right, this is my showstopper. This is the guy who's gonna he's gonna draw the crowd. All right, and that's why I've got Yay Area's finest at the 1. The mixtape collection. Yay Area's
That's
finest.
impressive.
That's
Aaron.
nice.
Shout out to Aaron Gordon today. He was cooking. That's
Shout out
Yay
to
Area's finest
Trav.
right there.
Trav
Yeah.
Trav is the inventor of Yari's finest.
Yay Area's finest at my 1. At my 2, I went a little different route than I usually go with my shooting guard. I usually go with a great shooter, but today I wanted to go with a more defensive minded guy, someone that's going to shut down the opposing guard, and that's why I've got Alcatraz at the 2. One of my favorite.
Oh, Luke is sick.
It's one of my favorite sayings when I think I actually said it to Luke and he's like, I'm using that one. And I was like, he's got him in Alcatraz. It's one of my favorite
That's a good
sayings.
one.
I've got
That's a good
Alcatraz
one.
too.
Sick.
At my 3, this is my star player. This is my star player, and this I know I said Yay Area's finest was the showstopper, but this one's really drawn the crowd, and that's why I've got the hyphy movement at 3. All right, the hyphy movement at 3. Mac Dre,
Okay.
Traxamillion, all the artists.
Oh man, Mr. Fab.
Yeah, come on. I'm really tapped in with the hyphy movement. I know all about the hyphy
deeply
movement.
rooted.
Yeah,
Facts.
big time. E40. You can't leave out E40.
Come on, man.
At the 4, this is where I went with my shooting. This is my stretch 4. Need to make it splash from long range. I've got Pier 39 at the 4.
Oh, wow.
It's a
Okay,
good take.
Tom.
That's a really good take, actually.
And then at the 5, I told you I was ready to get this list off. At the 5, we need size. We need size in the middle, protect the paint. And that's why I've got Coit Tower at the 5, holding it down.
Okay, Tom. I'm impressed. I'm
Thank you.
impressed.
All right.
For somebody
Thank you,
from
thank you.
Idaho, that was really impressive.
From Idaho.
Yeah, we the Bay Ties came first though.
All right, Jay, you ready? You ready for my list here?
Yeah, you got it. I know you're not gonna have anything that I have, so it's all
I
good.
mean, yeah, I have a repeat of Tom's, which is fine, but
You were sick
it's
about
good.
the
Yeah, it's
you
fine.
were sick. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So at my point
Good pick,
guard,
Tom. Good pick.
yeah, it was a
Thank
great pick. At my point guard, I need someone who knows how to lead a team first and foremost. But I also need someone who's like not afraid to be in front of the media. Like I want my point guard to be the voice of my team, whether right or wrong. This guy doesn't resonate well with a lot of people in the Bay, but he made his bones in the Bay, and that's why I got Aaron Rodgers as my point guard.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers.
He's a facilitator at heart. I think is perfect.
Cal
Cal
Berkeley.
Berkeley, he really did his thing out there. At the 2,
He's rocking number 8 again.
yeah. At the 2, I took this guy because I feel like you want to talk about unguardable. I think if you look into this guy's backstory, that they're truly unguardable. In fact, the entire lifespan of their playing career, it was just working around building around them. And that's how elusive of a scorer this guy is. Out of San Jose, I need the Winchester Mystery House. I think again, it's someone that clearly you build around this scorer right here.
Wait, what?
No, we're not. We're not on board with the Winchester Mystery House.
I can't say I'm familiar with Winchester Mystery
You
House.
don't know
And
about
you're not missing much.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick history lesson. So the Winchester Mystery House is this haunted house.
The
Literally, it's
Winchester
haunted.
Mystery History lesson.
And the woman who lived there, she hired builders to continue to build her house with a bunch of different trap doors and trap windows and fake hallways and all this stuff so that the ghosts wouldn't catch her. But then she ran out of money and she couldn't pay her builders anymore. And so the day that they stopped building, she woke up. She didn't wake up the next day. She died.
Wow.
Part of the mystery there. So yeah, that's open to tours now. You can go ahead and check it out. Like I said, prospect out of San Jose. At the 3, yeah, I think Tommy said it really well. This is a staunch defender. You got Alcatraz. You got Alcatraz at the 3. There's not much more to say.
Staunch defender.
Both y'all got prisons in your top 5. Why would you do that? No.
It's a starting 5, man. You got to know how to build around your players. At the 4, this league is about filling in with.
What's this world coming to, Nae?
Yeah.
Can I get my picks off? Like, damn. Bro. So at the 4, like I said, you need someone. My 4 is a locker room guy. Gonna keep the locker room upbeat. Gonna keep everyone in the right headspace. Funky, fresh, organic. Give me Larry June at the 4. I'd be remiss if I didn't have him in my starting 5.
Yeah, Big O would be very upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really love that pick. I love, shout out to Larry June. I should have worn my organic stuff.
He's a power forward, though.
Yeah, power forward.
Yeah, got it.
How tall is
and at
Larry
the
June?
5, he's my power forward. At the 5, at the center.
The 5.
The way I've talked about this in my previous starting 5s, the way that the game is played now, you need your 5-man to hold everything together. And I'm sorry, but I got sourdough bread at the 5. It holds everything together, and I think I did my history to make sure that this was a San Francisco staple, and that's where it was originated.
Nae's sick right now.
Give me sourdough bread at the 5. Oh man, I love my 5. Putting up against anybody's.
Yeah, I don't know. Tom, good job.
Bro, what was wrong with that? What was it realistically?
The Winchester Mystery House really threw me.
Yeah, and Larry June at the 4. I didn't know he's out there. Is he running the lanes?
No, he's just a locker room guy, bro. Like,
okay.
He just fits in at the 4, man.
Go ahead, Jared.
All right, my starting 5. At point guard, I need someone to set the stage. I need someone to lead the rest of my team to the promised land. And what does everybody think about when they go to San Francisco or go to the Bay Area, anywhere? Where am I going to eat? Well, Nae said taco trucks on Lake Merritt, or he said food trucks. I'm sorry. But there's a taco truck. Tacos Mi Rancheros is the best food truck in all of existence.
It felt like you butchered that name.
Yeah.
No, Tacos Mi Rancheros.
Okay, there you go.
There's a little hesitation on the meat.
No, Mi Rancheros. Come on, man.
All right.
Greatest food truck in existence on Lake Merritt. Now, at the shooting guard, I need a hitter. I need someone that's just going to stack hit after hit after hit after hit. So give me Amoeba Records on Haight and Ashbury in San Francisco. Amoeba Records. Beautiful spot. Now, the Bay has so much to offer, and I would be remiss if I didn't add nature. So at small forward, give me Mount Tamalpais.
What?
Mount Tam. Oh, man. Hiking, beautiful views, ocean, highlands. It's that. Power forward. I need an athlete. I need someone that's going to fly around the court, someone that's going to disrupt a lot. Give me the Golden Gate Bridge at power forward. Now, here, this is the center of my team. This is where my heart is. I spent many a nights here. Give me the Fox Theater in Oakland. A beautiful venue.
Never
So many
spent
good shows.
nights there.
Many nights. Many
You
nights.
weren't allowed out there. What was
Fox
you doing
Theater. Come on, man.
Fox Theater, apparently.
Yeah, Fox
Not
Theater.
you.
Going to shows.
You
Next
was
door
arrested.
at Meg Westing. How many times you been to Meg Westing?
Oh my
No.
god, this doesn't have to be a competition right now, Jared. Like,
Nae's making it a competition.
nah,
It's
he's
always
just
black
one.
man, so ain't it?
Oh, see,
There's the
Sorry.
real Nae. I'm
Jared.
glad the pod
you
has
good,
seen the
man.
real Nae.
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
He
the way
said, "I'm
Jared
sorry,
was,
I'm sorry."
the way Jared was pressing, I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
All right, yeah.
All right, Nae, you're gonna appreciate my walk on then,
Okay.
because this is 100% serious. I'm not making a joke. I feel like Nae kind of talked about it earlier, and even Tommy and Luke through basketball and everything. Like, I think the best thing and the thing that no one talks about that the Bay has to offer is diversity. There's so many different places in America that you could live that has no diversity. And some of us have lived in places like that. And I really feel like, and again, this is me being serious, like growing up in the Bay, like obviously Vacaville is not the Bay, but I went to college in the Bay and all that stuff. Like growing up around people from different parts of life, different cultures, or like the Bay has that more than anywhere else, I feel like. And I feel like it really helps you give perspective and be understanding of other people. And I think that's why there's so much joy in the Bay, is because there's just a lot of diversity as opposed to other parts of the country. Not taking away from other parts of the country, but there's not anywhere else that has that many different cultures blended together in such a small space. Like San Francisco, the island itself is only 7.5 miles square miles. Sorry, 7.5 square miles. I know I'm butchering.
No geometry.
But-
That's all right.
But that's why my walk on is diversity, the diversity of the Bay.
I think that's a really good pick. I do have to ask you, how do you want me to put that in the graphic? What picture do you want me to represent for diversity?
I'll send you some options.
Okay, there we go. That's good. So I like that pick though, Jared. My walk-on pick, I think Jared probably will appreciate this pick more than anyone else in this chat. Nothing against you two, but I just think, where his mental space is. This guy, I think it's a guy that if you know about him, you know that he's a prestigious individual. And you know that in its space, some of the most high level individuals want to get to this place. I want the Olympic Club at my walk-on pick. I mean, I think Jared. It's a good pick, no? Yeah, there we go. I got his approval, but yeah, the Olympic Club, U.S. Opens held there. They have been held there. The greats, Tiger has won there. It's very exclusive to play at. So I got to throw it in there. I had to.
Love it. Great pick.
I like it. I had a bunch of different ideas for the walk on, but I'm gonna go with this is a spot me and my family always hit whenever we were in the Bay Area, and it's a sandwich spot, and it's called Genova. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Genova, but I'll have to
What
have to
city
send-
is it in?
Honestly, like off the top of my head, I
Eldorado
couldn't-
Hills.
No. It's in the Bay. But I'll get the address for you, Jared. I'll get it to you.
Got it. It's not in San Francisco, or is it in San Francisco?
It might even be like Walnut Creek, I think.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah,
Did you
it's a
know?
really good spot. It's a really good
Nice.
spot. To know.
Like it.
Odd from James. All right, Nate. Sarah, walk on pick.
Yeah. Okay. I think for my walk-on pick, okay, I gotta have something that just represents the Bay as a whole. That kind of represents perseverance, right? Good times, bad times. Yeah. I think I'm going with Oracle, man. Oracle Arena.
Yeah.
See, that was my other one.
I cannot believe that Tom didn't throw Oracle or
Yeah.
Chase Center in there.
It's kind of sad.
Oracle
actually.
was my original walk on, but I wanted to change it.
Big time
I'm
Warriors
not
fan
even
over there.
recognize Jason. All right, it's Oracle forever. All right.
Yeah. I respect
Me and
that.
Luke, trust me, Nate. Me and Luke have had a lot of conversations about this. Chase Center just isn't the same.
Yeah.
Their socials are really good though. Shout out to their social media team. They do a good job.
Did they win any awards lately?
Yeah, they won the best socials in sports actually. So
Wow.
congratulations.
Impressive.
Yeah, they did their thing. Yeah, I like that pick a lot. Jared, I'm gonna give it to you, man. I'm gonna send it to you. This is your time to shine.
I don't think Nae's ready for this.
I don't think any of us are, if we're being honest.
Very funny.
Right. My chips are Illmatic. When they stick the green, they're still Matic. Before it's all said and done, my title to scratch golf will be automatic.
Yo.
Hell no, man. Hell no.
Flip it.
Yo.
He came in hot. My chips are beating it with the foam roll.
Don't you ever disrespect the son of God. All right, Nazir. All right, don't
My
do
chips
that
are ill.
ever
Yeah,
again.
The
Don't do
energy
that.
you came in with that was crazy too.
That
All one breath.
That wasn't
No.
that was a
hold
real
on.
Nas energy or no?
You can't do that. Like, I'm pretty sure it's illegal for you to do that. You're not allowed to do that. All right?
Oh
Jared better
my
sleep with
God.
one eye open tonight, man.
That was insane.
That
Yeah,
was
it was
wicked, man.
Oh, dude, you killed me with these, but that might be tough.
Nah, man. From wearing my jersey to spitting Nas, you were a
So you
special
start the
individual.
episode, then end the episode with that. It's crazy.
That's insane.
Hey, man.
That's why I
All
dropped
right,
the mic.
bro.
That's why I said the mic down.
Let's wrap this up, man. Nay, I can't thank you enough. We can't thank you enough for coming on here. This has been really, I think, an incredible conversation, but especially a basketball conversation. And I was super excited for that because it's like we hit. But I love hearing your opinions and whatnot. I'm glad we got to get into that. So we appreciate you, man. Can't thank you enough.
Yeah, we love you, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you, Nae. One of the realest always.
Always.
Having me, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
you guys.
Good luck
Great.
the rest of the way with the season. Hopefully we see you soon.
Appreciate it.
We know you
Sir.
keep killing it. Sunday chili chill soon.
Soon, bro. I got you.
Soon.
3 days.
These are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.